Hey, thanks for stopping by and listening to another episode of Appalachian Shine. This is the official podcast for the Foundation for Appalachian Advancement. I'm JC Swinegruber, and today we're joined with Heather Kime. Heather is the owner of Big Walker Lookout, and this is over in Wythe County. Heather, thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us today for the show.
Glad to be here.
Now, we're Zooming this meeting, so I can see you're sitting outside enjoying it's almost like a pitch perfect day here in central Appalachia.
It is. It's gorgeous. The skies are clear and temperatures are just perfect.
I did want to ask one question, actually. The times that I've been up there have been always on a Saturday or a Sunday, and there's so much activity on those 2 days during the week and a lot of traffic. You're open every day. What's it like during the weekday? Do you get a lot of traffic coming through for the scenic drive?
It varies. Today has been not overly busy, but steady all day long. Some days are quiet and less busy, but especially in the summertime, we get a lot of traffic. We also get all the traffic, the snowbirds going from Ohio to Florida and back again every spring and fall. So because Wytheville's about halfway between Ohio and Florida, so they usually stop there for the night and travel around. And a lot of times they'll go back roads instead of going the interstate, because the interstate's just crazy these days.
And there's so much more activity, it seems like, on the back roads these days than there are on the interstates. And Wytheville, as much as I love Wytheville, there's so much as you drive through Bland County and Wythe County on those back roads, just so much scenery. It really is breathtaking. So for those who don't really know a lot about Big Walker Lookout, this is a very special location here, and it's a stop that's what they call along the Crooked Road for musicians from Appalachia that travel through this region to have a place to stop and play their music and sell their music. For those who have never been there, what is the experience like at Big Walker Lookout? What do you do?
Well, we have a 100-foot observation tower. It's been here since the early 60s. My grandfather built it specifically for the attraction, so people can climb it and have a 360-degree view of everything all the way around. We used to say that you could see 5 states, but with pollution and everything, you can only see Kentucky and Tennessee when it's really, really crisp and clear, usually in the middle of winter. So now we say only the birds can see more. And a lot of times when you're climbing the tower, you do see birds gliding along and riding the wind trail and just flying around you as you're climbing the tower. We have a country store, and we have homemade crafts from several different local artists. Of course, we feature those on the porch every weekend, along with our mountaintop music and our Meet the Author. And of course, we have the bookcase full of local books. Some of them are by local authors, and some of them are about the local region, but not necessarily a local author. But we try to support the local authors and artists and musicians as much as we can. We've got the music on the porch every Saturday and Sunday, May through October. Rain or shine. If it's raining, we'll come inside. So, but we try to keep something going all the time. Of course, we have the homemade apple butter making in October.
Right. I forgot about that, but you do. And you do have a kind of an event, like, is it right before Christmas, but right after Thanksgiving, or where you do a show inside?
Right. We do have, it's the Saturday and Sunday after Thanksgiving. It falls along the lines of Small Business Saturday. We just make it Small Business Saturday and Sunday. And we do have an author and an artist inside during that time. And we have music inside on that weekend as well, trying to kick off the Christmas shopping season.
Now, it's always exciting up there. And there's so many we're blessed with great artists and crafts makers in this region, from all over Central Appalachia, and your country store is a great representation of just a plethora of so many different types of artifacts and crafts that it it really is kind of, it should be kind of like a little tourist destination for anybody coming through, just to stop and see. But you mentioned that that it's a family-owned business, and it does have a really long history, including a fire. Can you
Sure.
tell us a little bit about when you got started and the family and a little bit
Well,
about the history?
it started before we even started. My grandfather was a tool and die maker in the war, and he traveled around all over the country to all the different factories making things for the war efforts. And his job was to make sure all the equipment was running properly. So he had the privilege of being to travel when a lot of people couldn't. And he saw a tower like ours down in the Ozarks, and he fell in love. And all throughout the war, he was looking for his mountain. And this is the mountain he chose. He started building. There was a little tiny restaurant on the edge of the property when he bought it. It was called Eats. And it was in Wythe County. And, we're just across the parking lot is Bland County. And at that time, Bland County was dry and Wythe County had liquor by the drink. And so everybody would come up and get their drink and then go on back home. So, but he built the business from that. He started in 1946. So we've celebrated 75 years in business. And he started building the tower. He built the first 50 feet himself from the plans that he got from the gentleman down in the Ozark. And he contracted out the second 50 feet. And he kept adding on to the building until we had 4,000 square foot store. And underneath the store was our home. It was 2 wings, 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a full kitchen, living room, the whole 9 yards. And then underneath that was shop and basement. Pardon me, a truck's going by. So logging truck. We get a lot of logging trucks coming up and down the road. Help them clear out and not let the forest get overly crowded. But we lost the original building. He built it. It had cathedral ceilings and with railroad tie beams and wormy chestnut paneling. And the tables and chairs were made out of wormy chestnut. And we lost that to a fire in 2003. And it was an electrical fire, and the whole building went in the mountain. It was in the middle of an ice storm, and it went in no time. Thankfully, my brother, who was living here at the time, was not home, and his dog got out. All we lost were things. We didn't lose any family members.
Thank God.
And that happened most definitely. But that happened in February, and by the second week in July, they had the current building that we have now built and open. They missed July 4th by 4 days. So,
wow. Yeah.
Because my dad and my brother and my dad's best friend, they worked their tails off getting it back up and running. So,
well, I'm glad that it's such a history of the place. And I'm glad everything got rebuilt, because over the last few years, that's become one of my favorite places, just to be able to go sign books and hang out. Just whether I sell a book or not, I enjoy myself because I'm meeting new people and listening to good music. And whether it's gospel on Sundays or folk or Americana on Saturdays, it really is a fun time. Now, the location where you're at, you get travelers from everywhere. Have you met people from all 50 states yet?
Probably. Years ago, my dad had a map on the wall. Gentleman over here saying he's from Michigan.
Well, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, most definitely. Years ago, my dad had a map on the wall, and you could put a pin in the map wherever you were from. And the map got so full that we had to take it down because there were no room for any more pins. So we've had people from all over the country and from many different countries. So, I mean, just this past week, we had British Car Club. They come over once a year and travel around the United States, and they've actually been to Whitfield twice. and they don't usually go to the same place twice. So that says a lot about our hospitality and the things we have to do in our area.
Yeah, and plus not too far away from the Blue Ridge Parkway. I
Right.
guess so that sort of helps. And yeah,
Mhm.
being a scenic drive itself, it's really, one of the things I noticed up there, you mentioned birds around the tower.
Yeah.
There are so many different types of birds up there. And I saw a book in the shop one time called Appalachian Birds of Prey. And I
Mhm.
thought about getting it. And I said, no, I'll get it next time I'm there. And then the next time I was up there, it was gone. And I never saw another. And I've been looking for a book like that, even on Amazon ever since. But with the hummingbirds flying around, just the ambience of the outside and so many different types of birds. I did see stop down at the bottom of the hill to take some pictures last summer when I was coming up for a signing, and I saw peregrine falcon
Yeah.
landed not far from me, and
Right.
it was close enough that I looked at it and I recognized it, but before I could get a picture, it flew away.
Right.
But what beautiful birds!
Yeah.
They're all over the
We
place.
we are on a birding trail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're on a birding trail. We used to have the Appalachian Trail run across our property, but it got moved the mountain range over due to lack of water on this part of the trail. So it's over on Brushy Mountain now instead of Big Walker Mountain. But we still have a lot of trails through here, both up here on top. We've got a trail going out back behind the building, and then we've got a couple of trails down at the bottom of the mountain across Seven Sisters, which is part of Little Walker Mountain, the next mountain range over. But we do have it, it's not, I don't know if we still have that book, but we do have another thing now. It's a fold out, kind of like a laminated map. And we have several different ones that we've gotten in lately. And one is about the birds of Appalachia. And then we have butterflies and flowers and trees. And we tried to pick ones specific to Appalachia to show our region, because we've got some of the prettiest wildflowers I've ever seen.
Yeah, we're blessed to be one of the most beautiful places on God's green earth. I've said
Mhm.
that countless times, but it is, anytime you leave the area, going on vacation, you come back. Sometimes like these mountains are just a big giant hug when you get back.
Mhm.
You know.
Mhm. Most definitely.
Now I wouldn't. I've met probably 10 or 12 different musician groups and artists up there that have played on Saturdays and Sundays. I wanted to ask, have you ever had anybody famous stop by and play?
Um, I mean, locally famous as far as the local region. I mean, the Central Pickers, they're from Bland County, and they bring half of Bland County with them because everybody knows every one of them.
Yeah,
But
everybody knows them. Yeah.
yeah, but I would say the most famous person that we've had up here would be Jim Lloyd. He's the local barber down in Rural Retreat, and he is world renowned for his banjo playing and his extensive banjo collection. The only place that has a larger and older banjo collection is the Smithsonian. And so Jim plays up here usually once a year. He's one of the ones that got Dad started on getting music on the porch, and he's helped us tremendously.
Good.
He works with the jam program, the Junior Appalachian Musicians, and he works with the kids keeping the old music alive by teaching it to the kids.
Yeah. Do you have some acts that have been some of the more memorable ones over the years that you just kind of hard to forget?
Well, Valley Grass has been with us since day one, and they're just a delightful bluegrass gospel group. Down to earth, very nice country people. Brush Creek Gospel used to be one of our favorites, and they're still one of our favorites. It's just they've decided to retire as a family-based band, and one member can't play anymore, and another member has decided to retire. So 2019 was the last time we had them up on the porch. But Davis Bradley, it's Kathy Davis and Brad Bishop. They're a duo, and they travel all over the place. They have an old time radio program that they do every week. And they also travel around all over the East Coast to nursing homes and entertain at nursing homes. And they're just wonderful, wonderful people.
And there's a lot of really good young talent. I've seen a couple of young folks up there playing too, which is always fascinates me because kind of the local legends that we've known around here for years that have played. I mean, these are our local legends of tomorrow. And I so hope that you have another 75 years of places that will be available for them to go share their music and share their poetry, which is, really what the words behind their music are. It's very important. I think that those people are the best of the showcase of our region.
Yes.
To a large degree. Now
and that's why the jam program is so important. It stands for Junior Appalachian Musicians. And it is teaching the young people that are coming up the old music and keeping it alive. And it's just amazing. You go down to the Galax Fiddlers Convention, which isn't that far away from us, and you just be amazed at the talent that is shown there.
Yeah, they have a similar thing in Tazewell each year. I know they canceled for a couple of years because of the pandemic, but that's always been a very big draw. And a lot of really great young musicians too, and a lot of young crafts makers. A whole new generation of Appalachians passing the story along for a few more generations, hopefully. Now summer's finally here. I'm glad about that. But anything special in store for Big Walker and then the visitors this summer?
Well, every July, it's the second weekend in July, we do our commemoration of the Battle of Wytheville. And that we talk about Toland's raid, where he was the Union general that was tasked with burning down Wytheville and destroying the railroads so that the South couldn't get any supplies. And how a young lady, the legend has it, and we choose to believe the legend, that Molly Tynes rode her horse from Tazewell to Wytheville. Now, keep in mind, there were no paved roads. It was just dirt roads in the woods.
Right.
And she rode her horse from Tazewell to Wytheville to warn the people of Wytheville that Toland was coming, and he had every intention of burning down the town. And when Toland got to Wytheville, he was rather surprised that women and children were shooting at him. That they were defending their town.
Yeah, that's a great story too. I'm glad you brought that up, because that is an amazing piece of local history that has kind of been skipped over even locally for a long time. And a lot of people don't know about Molly Tynes' ride. And there's a marker there in Tazewell toward the last exit if you're coming from where I'm at, Richlands, and it's like you're going toward Burke's Garden as you're headed out that direction. There's a nice road marker there, and I went out there and visited that. And yeah, it's kind of like our local legend of Paul Revere's ride, but it was a young lady, Molly Tynes.
Right.
What was she, 20, 21 maybe? She wasn't very old.
Something like that. Yeah.
And
but,
imagine
we have the Civil War plaque here because we are, again, on the Civil War trail as well, that tells about it. We used to have one of the roadside plaques that talked about Molly Tynes, but one of the local historians has chosen not to believe that and petitioned to get that sign removed. But we have pictures of it.
Okay. Let the legend live on. I guess people can dispute whatever they want, but it's the legend that's been there. So so that's about 3 weeks from now, 3 weekends from now, right? That you're doing that.
It's around the 17th. I forget what date that Saturday is, but I believe it's the 16th this year. So it's that Saturday.
Now, what's coming up this weekend? What artists do you have showcased?
I can't remember. Okay, let's see. Who can I read? Let's see. Georgia Randall. She's blues, a little bit rock, a little bit everything. And oh, buddy, she has a beautiful blues voice. And she's going to be here on Saturday singing. And she just belts it out. Has a beautiful voice. Iris Pruitt is going to be our artist, and she does aprons and afghans and blankets and little bowl koozies where you can put your bowl in after you get it out of the microwave, where you don't burn your hands on the bowl, all kinds of things like that. And Kim Headley, she does books. A lot of her books are based on the King Arthur time period and Gwendolyn and things like that. And she's just a wonderful writer. Sunday, we've got the Central Pickers. That's the Bland County group. They play a little bit of everything, anything from old Scottish tunes to modern day music, just whatever. They play just a little bit of everything. There's 5 of them, and they all have such a wide range. And Jennifer Gregory's going to be here with her book. She's written a book. One of her books is a children's book. She's written about a goldfish, and that's a really cute one. And Adrienne Anderson is the artist, and she has done all the illustrations for Jennifer's books. And she also does some wonderful pet characters that are just cute as can be. So that's what's happening this weekend.
Well, excellent. So people, if they want to find you, they can look on facebook.com, right? So they go to Facebook,
right,
and just look for Big Walker
Lookout. And we also have our own website at scenicbeauty-va.com.
Okay.
And so that's a good, we just got our website revamped, so it has a lot of updated pictures on it and things like that. So that's good.
Yeah, I may have to stop by on Saturday. I love blues music, and I'm a sucker for that, and King Arthur stuff.
Yes.
So. But yeah, so folks, if you're not on vacation, you're in the area, make it a point to swing by right there at the crossroads of Bland and Wythe County and spend some time at Big Walker Lookout, get some ice cream. You got to have that famous ice cream.
Oh, yes. Best ice cream in the state.
Absolutely. Very well may be. But it's a good time up there. Enjoy the music. Is from 2 to 4. Is that right?
Yes.
The artist
music is from noon to 4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Heather, I appreciate your time today and sharing with us, everything going on at Big Walker Lookout. It's been one of my favorite places, and I've been wanting to kind of get you on the show for a while, and I'm glad you had some time today to sit with us and enjoy this beautiful weather out there.
All right.
It's hard to. It's not work if you love what you do, and I can tell every time I'm up there, everyone just loves what they do up there, so it's a good time.
All right.
All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in to another episode of Appalachian Shine. We'll be back with another episode soon, and we'll see you on down the road.